Live and local with coverage you can count on. This is WNEM-TV5 News at 7 on My 5.
Deceptive, deceitful, and dishonest. Those are just three of the words used in a report on the investigation into a sex scandal involving Lapeer State Representative Todd Custer. The report released earlier details how Custer and fellow state representative Cindy Gamrat misused tax dollars and abused the power of their office. TV5's Nick Lully has been covering this story from the beginning, and he has more from Lansing.
Here's the 40-plus page report right here, but believe it or not, there's still a lot of information we're not getting yet.
I have not seen the full report.
Democratic House Leader Tim Greimel has now seen exactly what we have, a summary report from the House Business Office about the affair between Representatives Todd Custer and Cindy Gamrat. But Greimel says it's not enough. He wants to see what House Speaker Kevin Cotter has, all of the documents pertaining to the affair and subsequent cover-up.
There was a full unedited report that was prepared at least a week ago, and the House Republican Speaker's office continues to refuse to disclose that in full.
Gideon DeSandro, spokesperson for Cotter, says that information includes confidential, personal details about constituents irrelevant to this case.
Their information shouldn't be put out in the public just because their representatives had made a mistake.
Other groups like Progress Michigan are also calling for more information. Today, after the House Business Office released its findings, the so-called watchdog group repeated its call for complete transparency.
We believe that all of the evidence used to compile the information in the report needs to be released to the public.
Greimel says the House Democrats will continue to push for an unsanitized version.
Like that, they should release it in full.
Custer declined comment for the story, and we couldn't reach Gamrat for comment. Reporting inside the Capitol, Nick Lully, WNEM-TV5 News at 7 on My 5.
Nick, thank you. This story has understandably damaged Custer's reputation, even in his hometown of Lapeer. So how are his constituents reacting to the latest report? TV5's James Felton has that.
Todd Custer's constituents that we talked to say they are angry, using words like liar and embarrassment to describe their state representative. Meanwhile, we stopped at Todd Custer's Lapeer office trying to get his reaction of the House Budget Report findings. We were met with a note on the door. It reads, "Clients and appointments only may enter. All others, please call 810-245-0813. I called that number and a woman answered the phone saying Custer was not available to speak to me. I left my number and message for Custer to return my call. As of this hour, that has not happened. While Custer isn't saying much to us, others here in Lapeer are, including this man, Stanley Mack. He voted for Custer in the last election.
I wish I would have voted for somebody else besides him now.
Would you vote for him again?
No. No, I will not vote for him because after what he pulled. Because, you know, he was here to help us out, then he turned around and stabbed us all in the back.
For his part, Custer has said publicly that he has no plans on resigning his seat. For WNEM-TV5 News at 7 on My 5, I'm James Felton.
James, thank you. Now, if you want to see that entire report on the sex scandal investigation, we've posted it for you on WNEM.com. Just click on the Hot Links tab on the top of the homepage. Continuing coverage tonight on the passing of State Trooper Chad Wolf. Tonight, friends and family begin to say their goodbyes. Trooper Wolf died on Friday after a horrible accident on northbound I-75 just south of Genesee County. Today is the second day mourners got a chance to pay their respects to Trooper Wolf. Kristen Moore has that.
Visitation for Chad Wolf held earlier today here at Sharp Funeral Home in Fenton, and another just now getting underway. Members of his family trying to accommodate all the people wanting to pay their respects to the husband, father, and state police trooper killed in the line of duty. Hundreds of people from all walks of life stopping by Sharp Funeral Home in Fenton today, saying thank you and goodbye to Trooper Chad Wolf.
It's just very sad.
Tom Bazinski didn't even know Wolf, but after hearing about the tragic accident that took his life Friday, he couldn't stay away.
Being a biker and just a fellow American who appreciates what our police officers do for us. That's why I wanted to stop and pay my respects.
Wolf joined the Michigan State Police Department in 2008. The 38-year-old was out patrolling on his motorcycle Friday when he was hit by a car. He died a short time after. Lieutenant Michael Shaw says it's a shocking loss, but the outpouring of support has been a bright spot in this dark situation.
Chad had such a big life that not only is he getting a lot of law enforcement members that come by, also his church group, and then we've got a lot of citizens from from Michigan that we've never seen before that have come by to pay their respects, to bring the family cards and money and all kinds of different things.
As a member of the Michigan State Police, Wolf has hundreds of brothers and sisters, but he was also a husband and father to 4 young children. Shaw says Wolf's wife, Erin, may be the strongest trooper of them all.
She's met every person that's come to see her personally and has gone through her grieving process, I think, by taking care of others. You know, she's very faith-based. She believes in her faith, and she knows that Chad is now, you know, with the Lord, and I think she takes a lot of that, you know, into heart when she deals with everybody else. I think she's consoling more of us than we are her.
Lieutenant Shaw tells me that Trooper Wolf's wife, Erin, really wants people to know that she truly appreciates all the prayers, gifts, donations, and the support that people are showing her family during this very difficult time. Reporting in Fenton, Kristen Moore, WNEM-TV 5 News at 7 on My 5.
Kristen, thank you. Now, if you would like to help, there is a GoFundMe page set up for Trooper Wolf's family. We have posted a link for you in the hot links section of WNEM.com, and response has been huge, with more than $100,000 raised in just the last 2 days. The goal is to reach $150,000. And as any police officer will tell you, putting on that badge means you automatically become part of an exclusive brotherhood. That fraternity has been on display the last few days, with departments from across the country expressing their sorrow over Trooper Wolf's death. TV5's Andrew Keller continues our team coverage from Fenton.
Hundreds of departments from across the nation and even Canada are expected in Fenton tomorrow, many to pay their respects to Trooper Chad Wolf, but also to show their support for his family, his wife, and 4 children. The support spreads much further than those who just show up to this funeral home tonight. Michigan State Police tell me every trooper who wishes to be at the funeral tomorrow will be given that opportunity, even if they were scheduled to work. This is made possible because of local and county law enforcement stepping in to cover those trooper shifts. Now, it's hard to know exactly how many law enforcement members will be at the funeral tomorrow, but state police leaders are preparing.
We had to find a place large enough to hold a funeral of this magnitude. We then had to make other arrangements as far as parking. There's a lot of pieces to this puzzle that go into the making to make this go through smoothly and professionally and to show the respect that this trooper deserves.
Lieutenant David Kaiser of Michigan State Police says so far the outpouring of support has been great, something that he and his guys definitely appreciate. Now tomorrow, he says some of the troopers will actually choose to work their shifts during the funeral, and he says that's the way they would like to show their tribute. In Fenton, I'm Andrew Keller, WNEM-TV 5 News at 7 on My 5.
Drew, thank you once again. The funeral for Chad Wolf will be held tomorrow at Fenton High School. The service will start at 1. A burial will follow at the Fairview Cemetery in Linden. Chad Wolf was just 38 years old. He is survived by his wife and 4 children. Well, let's switch gears now. What started as yet another gloomy day has really perked up, with the sun making an appearance over downtown Saginaw. Meteorologist Chris Eastlick is here now with the first look at your forecast. Chris.
Hey there, David. Yeah, we do have a very nice afternoon and evening on schedule for mid-Michigan after a gloomy start today. You can see the sky tracker has opened up around mid-Michigan, and on a wider view, we're looking good region-wide. All across the Midwest, the sunshine is starting to filter in. We did have that stubborn fog this morning, but that's a thing of the past. Here's highs today. After we recovered with the sunshine, we got into the lower 80s in a few locations. 80 in Lapeer, 82 in Flint, 81 in Owasso, as well as 82 in Houghton Lake, Mount Pleasant, and Oscoda. Here's how things stand right now. 77 degrees in Saginaw under clear skies, 81 degrees in Flint. Let's jump on over to Mount Pleasant, where it's 79 degrees, and Bay City, 77 degrees. Here's how things stack up going into the night tonight and into the day tomorrow, only cooling off to the lower 60s, and then by noon back to 80 degrees, eventually the upper 80s by the afternoon. Here's your 3-day outlook. Nice tomorrow, hot and humid, and then a few storms on Wednesday with temperatures back in the upper 80s. Then we cool down slightly for a nice day on Thursday at 85. Here's your evening headlines tonight. More areas of fog tomorrow morning, and then this week more 80s. We'll have all the details in your full forecast coming up.
Chris, thank you. Police need your help finding a man wanted for breaking into a home over the weekend. Investigators say this man, Paul Rogers, was an accomplice in breaking into a shed in Birch Run Township. Police were able to catch the other man. His identity has not been released. Rogers is believed to be staying in Flint, but also has ties to the Flint and Millington areas. Continuing coverage on the Flint water situation, today 3 groups working to end the use of Flint River water submitted their petitions into the city. More than 26,000 people signed the petition, which calls for Flint to go back to the Detroit water system. Flint Mayor Dane Walling has repeatedly refused to go back to the Detroit water system, saying the water is safe to drink. A local high school football game canceled because of a labor dispute in Canada. Still ahead, we'll tell you why a Mid-Michigan team suddenly has a bye week. And Fiat bought Chrysler last year, and now they have their sights set on another Michigan automaker. The details next. You are watching WNEM-TV5 News at 7 on My 5, serving Shields, Linden, Coleman, and your hometown too. It's coverage you can count on.